This is a bit of a continuation from my previous video where I talked about Trump and the date July 20th. So yesterday, Monday, July 20th, 2020, Trump tweeted an image of himself wearing a mask, and he called it quote-unquote patriotic. He said in the tweet, "People say that it's patriotic to wear a face mask when you can't socially distance. There is nobody more patriotic than me, your favorite president." Now, I'll get to why that stands out to me a little bit later, but first, notice Trump posted it on July 20th, which happens to be the birth date of Wayne Allen Root. Apologies ahead of time. I'm going to play a very short clip of Wayne Allen Root talking about Donald Trump.
And this is the greatest president for Jews and for Israel in the history of the world, not just America. Trump's the best president for Israel in the history of the world. And the Jewish people love him like he is the king of Israel. They love him like he is the second coming of God.
Now, I'm not sure when that video actually took place. I know it was on or near August 21st last year. A lot of news articles talked about this. Trump, the same day, said, "I am the chosen one."
Plus, I am the chosen one.
Now, some might argue that Trump saying "I am the chosen one" was taken out of context. Perhaps.
So somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
It is worth noting he kind of looked up to the sky. It says, "I am the chosen one." Make of that what you will. Keep in mind, though, that Trump shared that comparison on his Twitter page, and the comparison of Trump being like the king of Israel in the second coming. The quote from Wayne Allen Root. He shared that on his Twitter page the same day that he looked up to the sky and said, "I am the chosen one." Many people would label that as speaking blasphemy. I talked a bit about that in my previous video, measuring from when Trump took office through the date July 20th this year. Talked about blasphemy and such. But by the way, happy belated birthday to Wayne Allen Root. Anyway, many people would agree that Mr. Root there was speaking blasphemy. And now, there's a mathematical gematria cipher called reverse primes. And if we use that cipher, again, reverse primes, the words King of Israel equals 666. You might know that from the Bible. A few different versions, but the verse that made it infamous was Revelation. It talks about the number of the beast. Biblical prophecy near the end of the Bible in Revelation says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which basically means 666. A lot of people see Trump doing hand signs. One of them, his fingers look like they're making the shape of a 6 or 666. I can show you a little off to the right. You can see a little demonstration why people interpret it that way. But I talked about this before. In sign language, the letter F can be signed just like how he does that there. F as in fox. F is the 6th letter of the alphabet, and it makes the shape of a 6 in American Sign Language. But who knows if that's exactly why he's doing it. But anyways, people say that's the 666 hand sign. And again, King of Israel, 666, reverse primes. There's a cipher called Primes, the forward-facing primes, where it says, "Trump wears a mask." I saw that in the headline, Comedy Central video. Trump wears a mask equals 666 primes. In the Jewish cipher, Trump in a face mask equals 666. And this came to mind when I got the news of Trump tweeting an image of himself wearing a mask, and he called it patriotic. Well, the word patriotic with the Sumerian cipher equals 666. Also in that same cipher, Walter Reed equals 666, and we know about that. I did a video about Trump at the Ford Motor Factory where he said he wore a mask, but he tried to avoid the cameras. He said he didn't want them to have the satisfaction of seeing them in the mask. But at Walter Reed, that's when the public finally got to see Trump in a face mask. Anyway, I just want to keep this video short. I could talk a lot more about this number. But just remember, he put this tweet out, the patriotic boasting, on the birthday of Wayne Allen Root. You know, the guy that said Trump is like the second coming of God and the king of Israel. I mean, you know, I'm not going to tell you what to believe. I tell you what I believe. I believe that the numbers that surround us give us clues.